Hola, hola, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be cooking up some fall off the bone ribs with mashed potatoes and green beans. So you're going to need a rack of ribs, salt, pepper, garlic salt, barbecue sauce, potatoes, heavy whipping cream, milk, butter, cream cheese, Lori seasoning, bacon, and green beans. So here I have my rack of ribs and I have cut it into 3 pieces so that it could fit in my baking pan that I have. I'm just going to be seasoning with pepper, salt, garlic salt, and I have barbecue for later. Here's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to use that one and the glass one, and make sure you have aluminum foil. Okay, so here I'm going to start seasoning my ribs. I'm just going to do salt. To your liking. I just kind of cover it all, so I'm not gonna say like how many tablespoons. I just kind of go in with it and make sure I get all the meat, and I'm gonna do the same with the pepper. I'm just gonna add, if you don't like too much pepper, you don't have to add too much. I sprinkle it all around my ribs, and then I also add my garlic salt. The barbecue I don't put until after the ribs are cooked. I'll put a little bit of barbecue and then I'll throw it back in. And for those who don't like barbecue, like my boyfriend, then I just would season his with just salt, pepper, and garlic salt, and then just cook it. And I'm telling you, it's delicious. He loves it. So here I'm going in with the garlic salt. I'm doing the same amount. I'm gonna do both sides. I'm gonna then rub that in. I've already seasoned both of the sides, so I'm just gonna go in and rub it in and make sure it gets seasoned throughout the whole rib. So here I'm gonna start to place my ribs into the baking pan, and then you're gonna want to cover it tightly with aluminum foil. So now I'm gonna set my oven to 275, and we're gonna cook these bad boys for 3.5 hours. Make sure to set your timer and just let it cook. So since we have some extra time, I'm gonna cook up some mashed potatoes. Here I have some green beans, and here I have bacon. I'm gonna cook the green beans with the bacon. And I'm gonna start to boil my potatoes, obviously, to make some mashed potatoes. So here I have my water boiling already, and I'm just gonna season it with garlic salt just to give my potatoes a head start with some flavor. And then I'm gonna start to put my potatoes in, and I'm gonna let them cook for about 30 minutes until they're falling apart, basically soft. That makes it easier to just mash them up when you drain the water. So meanwhile that boils, I'm gonna start to cook my bacon, and I'm gonna cook it until it's a little crispy, and then I'm gonna add my green beans. My green beans are fresh. You could also use the frozen kind if you'd like. It's easier, I guess. But I'm gonna throw in some fresh green beans once my bacon is nice and crispy. So now my bacon is ready. I'm just going to remove some of the extra oil because there is a lot. You do want to leave some in there to cook with your green beans. Here I'm going to add in my green beans now and let them cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. If you want to go in and add some garlic salt, I added garlic salt because the green beans take a lot of the flavor from the bacon, so it's not too tasty. You want to go in and add some garlic salt. So for my mashed potatoes, I'm going to use cream cheese, heavy whipping cream, milk, butter, Lori seasoning salt, and pepper. So here are my potatoes. I've already drained out the water. And now I'm gonna start to add in my milk. I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons of milk. I'm using lactose milk for obvious reasons, but you could go ahead and use regular milk. It will be the same. And then I'm gonna add in my heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of that. And I'm just gonna drizzle that in there. And then I'm gonna add a spoonful of sugar. Oh my god, I mean butter. And then I'm gonna add some cream cheese. Yeah, I guess have that song in my head. No sugar, guys. You don't need sugar for your mashed potatoes. I meant butter. So then I'm just gonna start smashing up my potatoes. You don't need a smasher. I'm doing it here. Like I said, I boiled the potatoes until they were really, really soft, so it's easy to smash them up. And I have my heat on, so I'm dissolving everything and everything is melting into place. So now I'm gonna add in my Lori seasoning salt. I just kind of sprinkle it. I don't measure it, but I'd say it was about a teaspoon. You could add as much as you like to your preference. And then I'm gonna add my black pepper. I put a lot of black pepper because I like it. But if you don't like black pepper too much, then don't add too much. And then I'm gonna add in some garlic salt. So I did about 2 teaspoons of pepper, and then I'm gonna do a little teaspoon of garlic salt. And voila, your mashed potatoes are nice and ready. So if you want to be extra with all this extra time that you have because your ribs still aren't ready, you could transfer your mashed potatoes into an oven safe bowl like I have done here. And then you could top it with some mozzarella cheese. I had some mozzarella cheese hanging around in my fridge, so I said, hey, let's do some cheesy mashed potatoes. And then I'm gonna add in a little bit of butter, and then I'm gonna throw them into the oven for about 15 minutes. My ribs are almost ready. So here are my ribs. As you can see, I'm just gonna put this spoon, and they are already falling off of the bone. I'm telling you guys, 275 degrees for 3.5 hours will have you cooking the best ribs ever. And I'm just gonna throw in a little barbecue sauce and spread it all around. Make sure I get all the corners, and then I'm gonna place it back into my oven. So here's the other half of my ribs, and I'm not gonna be adding barbecue, but I just wanted to go in and show you guys how the meat just falls off the bone with this fork. I mean, it is just to die for. And then you could throw it back into the oven for about 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes, just to give it a little extra crunch. So here are my cheesy mashed potatoes. I'm just gonna kind of mix it all up so that the butter gets spread evenly. But as you can see, these are cheesy mashed potatoes. And here are my ribs. I also put them in for an extra 20 minutes just to brown the top and give it a little extra crunch, I guess you can say. But as you can see, they're still falling off the bone. Delicious. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe, because me and my boyfriend sure did. Give it a try. Let me know what you guys think. Chulada. I mean, look at this, guys. The meat just falls off the bone. It is delicious. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, comment below if you have any questions, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for cooking it up with Nat.